We've seen many videos showing the iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max camera quality compared to a DSLR or mirrorless camera, and in many cases it is difficult to see which camera was actually used. However, what many videos out there fail to address is the extreme difference between an iPhone 15 ProRes footage compared to a DSLR or mirrorless camera's ProRes quality. Let's have a look at some footage I filmed in southern France, see if you can spot the few scenes filmed with a mirrorless camera, and afterwards we're going to compare the shots and see what we can do to improve the iPhone 15 Pro Max footage.
Very nice village. Koyura. Koyur. October, people at the beach. Nice.
Thank you to Artlist for sponsoring this segment of the video. I found the music there within seconds, as Artlist is now using artificial intelligence in how you're searching for your music, sound effects, or even stock footage. You don't only have French pop music, you have whatever kind of music you want to have. And the thing with Artlist is that it does not sound like stock footage. It is made by professional musicians, so you're guaranteed that the quality is going to be very high. So check out the link in the description, and if you sign up for an annual subscription to any of their plans, you're going to get 2 months additional for free. So check out the link below. Now let's look at the footage. If you're watching this video on an iPhone or smartphone in general, it is a bit harder to tell the difference between the iPhone and the professional camera footage. However, if you're watching it on a bigger screen like a laptop or even TV, the difference is more noticeable. When I was editing this footage, it became much more obvious to spot the difference, as the monitor is obviously much bigger than a phone screen, and it's here the iPhone footage shows its Achilles heel. You might have seen a video I posted not long ago comparing the different video formats and codecs you can film in using the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And it was while doing those tests I noticed the iPhone 15 Pro has a crop when filming with a 24mm lens. Check out the difference between the Lumix GH6 footage filmed with a 12 to 60mm lens, and as the GH6 is a micro four third camera, this translates to 24 to 120mm, the same as the iPhone 15 Pro Max range. However, using the Blackmagic camera app on the iPhone, there is no crop. I don't know why this is. When we're looking at this image, the footage is fairly similar. The iPhone image is sharper, which could be a good thing. There's more detail in the chapel's facades, the rocks, and the vegetation in general. But once we zoom in, the iPhone 15 Pro has much more noise in the image. Again, with YouTube's compression, it might be more difficult to see. So for you to see it better, let's switch on this adjustment layer with the Contrast Pop plugin. And you can clearly see the iPhone image has more noise and is more contrasty. And just look at the noise around this seagull, which leads me to the next example. At first glance, the iPhone 15 Pro Max is sharper. You can see the outline of the sailboat much better than the GH6, but the water is extremely noisy and it has issues in the color or chroma rendition. It adds purple, green, yellow, every kind of color in the waves. On the Lumix GH6 camera, the footage is not as overly sharpened and has no noisy color issues. Let's move up to the mountain range. On the Lumix GH6 you can see this antenna, and the mountain ridge is relatively smooth. On the iPhone 15 footage, on the other hand, you can nearly see it's an antenna, and there's a lot of noise on the mountain ridge. There's even color noise in the clouds, and they have even become blocky. In our final example, you can see these buildings relatively clear. There's a smooth beach line, and you can see details in the waves all the way up to the shore. On the iPhone 15 Pro, the waves almost disappear the closer you get to the beach line. It's just very smudgy. The beach line itself is also very noisy, similar to the mountain range we just saw. The buildings are blockier as well, and there's more noise in the image in general. Now, before I show you how you can improve your iPhone footage and minimize this noise, let's first have a look at where the iPhone is performing better, not only to the specific camera that I used, but many DSLR or mirrorless cameras in general. The iPhone 15 Pro Max stabilization is incredible. The Lumix GH6 is famous for having one of the best image stabilizations out there, but in this extremely windy condition, the iPhone blew the GH6 out of the water. Also, walking with the iPhone is as close to a gimbal shot you'll ever get without using a gimbal. It's just incredible. The dynamic range is also very impressive on the iPhone 15 Pro, where we are getting very close to cinema cameras' dynamic range. And in most cases, it will have a better dynamic range than a budget DSLR or mirrorless camera, especially if you shoot log or HDR high dynamic range. But keep in mind, like all smaller sensor cameras, the iPhone does not work well in low lights. Over the last month or so, I have filmed more using the iPhone 15 Pro Max than I've done using the GH6 for the past year. It's so easy to use compared to a normal camera. Wherever you go, you can pull out your iPhone from your pocket and start filming in ProRes and get high quality footage straight away. And if you add some accessories to your iPhone, the image gets even better. Now, as the iPhone 15 Pro Max is less than a month old, at least when filming this video, there are few available accessories for it, but pretty soon you'll get iPhone cases where you can connect variable ND filters, Pro Mist filters, and whatever filter you can think of to smooth out the footage slightly and make it look less digital. Now, to take full advantage of these filters, you need to use the Blackmagic camera app, where you can control ISO, shutter speed, and whatever setting you need to control. And like that, you get a more filmic look. Now, in addition to adding filters to your iPhone 15 Pro or 15 Pro Max, you can also use this plugin found in DaVinci Resolve called Texture Pop. Now, instead of putting like a slight blur in your whole image, thinking that that's going to smooth out the digital artifacts, this Texture Pop, instead of smoothing out the whole image, you can actually choose what parts of the image you want to be smoothed out. So in this case, for example, we just want to soften the edges, not the whole image. So choosing tiny works very well. Now check out this video where I compared the different formats and codecs that you can film with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And if you like this video, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.